I have ascended. Hello fellow mushroom people and welcome to this video. So in case you haven't noticed, I'm not at home. I'm at my work apartment. I guess you could call it that. It's just a very tiny room with a toilet and shared showers outside. So that's fun. I'm just here to gather up some things. I found a lot of things actually, which is really funny. I found some books that I haven't read, which is very cool. There's some classics for some reason, which I will probably never read. I don't know why I bought them. I think it was one of those phases where I wanted to be smart. I mean, I have the Count of Monte Cristo. This is huge. It's enormous. Kafka, all the fun stuff. There's a poem collection. So you want to listen to some German poems? I can read them to you. I have a book about poems. But anyways, so today I want to do my September TBR video, and I don't really have a lot of books that I want to put on that TBR just because I still have some books I need to finish that I started in July and August, and I will be on vacation for 2 weeks, so I don't know how much reading I will be able to get done during that time. But yeah, so I have some books that I want to read. So the first book I want to read is, of course, our Dragon's Library book club book pick, Jade War, the sequel to Jade City, both by Fonda Lee. So when we read Jade City back in May, I think, everyone was really impressed by this book. We all liked it, and everyone wanted to go ahead and read the sequel. But I guess no one did. So everyone's been sitting on that sequel, Jade War, since that time, and then we voted to read it in September, and I'm very excited to read this book. It's very huge. I'm not really sure, I mean size-wise, because I have the hardback. I don't have it here with me, obviously, but I thought about taking it on vacation, but it's I don't know, it's really big. It's the one I called Murder Machine, and I'm not sure. I think it would be a good read for a vacation because it's quite long, but I will see. Maybe I will finish it before that, or I will take it with me. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to this very much. Jade City was very good. It was very different from most other fantasy books, and I really appreciated that. And I'm very excited to see where Jade War will take the story, because I've heard that it's even better than Jade City, and Jade City was very good. So I have high expectations, and I hope that I won't be disappointed. I'm looking forward to meeting all the characters again. My baby Hilo, he's also in the story, hopefully. And yeah, I'm looking forward to reading Jade War and discussing it with other people, because that's always a very fun part of reading. So the second book that's on my list for September is not a sequel, actually. That is Dune, first book in the Dune universe series. I don't know, does it have a name? I'm not sure. So this is going to be the buddy read with Chaz, and I think Ariel from Reading and Whatnot, and I think some other people. So there's going to be a lot of people reading Dune, probably because the movie's coming out later in September. That's the reason why I'm going to pick up Dune. So I found this book on my girlfriend's bookshelf, so she owns it in German, so I'm going to read it in German, and I'm just going to steal her book and read it. Yeah, what do I know about Dune? It takes place on a desert planet, and there's giant worms underneath the ground, and there's people, and I've learned from Book Binge's review that it's about leadership. And that's all I know about it. I'm looking forward to reading it because everyone has been praising this book, and leadership is something that I'm always interested in, because it's a interesting topic. I don't know. I'm looking forward to reading this book. It's quite big and sci-fi, and it's kind of classic sci-fi, so I'm a bit afraid I won't like it, but so many people seem to like it, so I think I'm going to be fine, I hope, and I hope that it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so this is the second book on my list. Let's move on to the books that I may read or may not read. Because I decided to call my September sequel September, and there's a lot of sequels that I have to read. I've started too many series, and I have put myself on a book buying ban, so I will not be buying any sequels, but I still own a few. I don't know which sequels I will get to. My mood will decide which ones I will pick up. So on my list, I have the second and the third book in the Jade War trilogy, which would be The Kingdom of Copper, which is the second, and Empire of Gold, that's the third. So I have two potential sequels in that series, so I could finish that series. Then I have Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson, which is the second book in the Stormlight Archive. I have already read Words of Radiance before, so this is going to be a reread. So it doesn't have that high priority, but I may be in the mood for it. I have been for some weeks, so maybe I will pick it up just because I want to read some Stormlight, and where will I get my Stormlight fix if not from Stormlight? And I have it lying around, so maybe that will be the book I take on vacation. It's not that huge, but it's very long. Yeah, but anyway, so Stormlight. Then I also have the third book in the Mistborn trilogy, The Hero of Ages, also by Brandon Sanderson. This is also going to be a reread, so I have two Sanderson rereads coming up sometime. But yeah, I'm not sure how excited I am to pick up The Hero of Ages right now, but I might be. It's a good book. I really like the Mistborn series, obviously, so I'm always looking forward to that. What else do I have? So there's the sequel to that one book, Nevernight, which is God's Grave? Or the other one? Yeah, I think it's God's Grave. So the second one in the Nevernight series. I'm not excited for that one right now, so I will probably not be reading that. What else do I have? Then there's one I'm still currently reading, and that is the second book in the Rhaeria Revelations. I've already started that, so I'm at, 10%. That book is called Rise of Empire. God, I'm really bad with book titles. Also, I still want to read Harrow the Ninth. I'm in the middle of that one too, actually, so I'm already on page 100 something. So far, I've been very confused. That's the emotion I felt while reading this book. But I still want to finish it because I think this the Locked Tomb. It's not a trilogy anymore, right? It's going to be a series. I think it is a very interesting universe, and I do want to know what happens. So I will read this book. There's also the Second Rebel sequel to The First Sister, which I've already started on audio. I really loved the first book. I made a review for that because that one surprised me. It was very, very good. And the second book is also very good so far, so I am looking forward to finishing the audiobook. And when I'm done with that audiobook, I still have the third book in the First Law trilogy, which is Last Argument of Kings. So I can listen to that. So I will be listening to a sequel audiobook as well, and then I have another sequel. So as you can see, there's a lot of sequels that I still own, and I've probably forgotten some of them. But I think those are the ones that I'm most excited for. But there may be others. So if it turns out that I read the sequel to some other series instead, don't be mad at me, because I have a very, very forgetful mind. I can't remember anything. But yeah, so sequel September it is, and Dune. So I'm going to call that sequel September and Dune. I've also recently started a reread of One Piece, which is basically my favorite manga from my, not really childhood, I'd say from my youth. So when I was starting to draw manga myself, this is the series I copied so many things from. So it was really fun to read the manga again and stumble across those panels that I still remember I copied and drew myself, probably very badly. I also remember taking up a big marker and drawing One Piece on my bedroom wall. It probably looked horrible. I can't remember. I don't think I have any pictures of that, but there's so many memories attached to One Piece, and I'm really, really enjoying myself. So I think I will continue reading that as well. Does that count as a sequel? I'm not really sure. Anyway, so if you don't hear from any books that I've read, I will be reading One Piece, because I'm in the One Piece mood right now. Yeah, but anyway, so that's all the books that I will be reading in September. I hope you enjoyed this video, which is, I don't know, I'm in a chaotic mood today. I don't know why. But still, see you again next time.